Hey everybody, just want to give a quick shout out. All right, Bluebird Cottage Cafe and Event Center. This is opening in the summer. All right, come on in for a quick bite or just some coffee, just in a nice country setting like nothing other. All right, or you can schedule a special event any way you like it. All of the information is down in the description. And without further ado, here's the podcast. Sounds good, guys. Over here.
Tastes like ketchup, onions and ketchup.
Nope. Tastes like.
What'd you have for dinner?
I just ate a bowl of ramen and lettuce and tomatoes in this beer.
Ooh, yum.
So I'm just once I'm going through getting rid of everything in my fridge when I'm practically empty, and then I'm refilling on
healthy
keto.
Stuff. Keto stuff. You're
Keto
going
stuff,
keto.
yeah.
Keto
Good
diet.
for you.
So hopefully I'll be doing keto, and then I'm trying to get in the routine to do like right after work
Keto.
just 30 minutes of like exercise. So just like cardio or just
Start light.
weightlifting.
Start light.
Right,
Just
exactly.
like 30 minutes of walking.
Oh, okay. Even
Yes,
that.
you
Yeah,
gotta do
sure.
HIIT training.
What's HIIT training?
It's a high intensity interval training.
That's
Oh, okay.
brutal. I
It's
wouldn't
like-
start with that.
Oh,
No. You just gotta do like slowly build it up. So do
Right.
do like 30 seconds or like a minute of like running as fast as you can, or like moderately fast.
But
and
the
then
thing is-
3 minutes of cool down. Do that like 3 or 4 times.
But the thing is, I hate cardio, and
But that's what I'm saying. If you hate cardio, it's gonna suck to do like 30 minutes of like walking or
So
jogging.
yeah,
No,
what,
no,
what we
no.
would do when we were
Compared to,
doing
like-
interval training in high school was we would do a minute of, or like we would go to the track and we would sprint the curves and then we would walk the straightaways and then we would sprint the curves. That way you'd spike your heart rate, then you get a chance to cool down. You spike your heart rate, you get a chance to cool down. We'll do that for like 2 miles.
It also helps with like muscle growth as well.
nah.
So don't do that. I'm just saying like
It's
do like 30
Well,
minutes of walking.
Normally what I do is I'll go to the gym and then I'll watch Philip DeFranco and just I'll throw like cardio for like 15 or 20 minutes, however long his episode is, and then I'll start doing abs, and then depending on what day it is, either do arms or legs or core or whatever.
back.
So
You need to do. I've always done core every day. So
Oh, like
every day
abs
I'll
every-
get
abs every day.
abs every day.
Yeah.
And then it'll be legs. It'll
Isn't
be
there anything else?
arms.
Is-
It'll be chest and back.
Shoulders.
Oh, so you do that
Shoulders
every
are with
day.
chest.
So you just do kind of a general workout. You don't
No.
specify.
It's specific. So
Oh,
if I
okay.
do 5 days a week, first day is leg day with core.
Mm-hmm.
Second day is arms. So bicep and tricep and forearms.
Okay.
And then third day is chest and shoulders.
Okay.
And then day 4 is back.
Sure.
And then I think day 5, if I were to get back into routine, it would have just been an hour of cardio and
Oh,
just
okay.
heart rate, just trying to jump it up.
Oh, well, I just
Back when I
'cause-
was in shape.
Well, same here. When back in high school, I reached a weight that now I'm way past, which makes me sad. But
Mm-hmm.
you know, we're gonna get down there. I was like, man, I'm too heavy. We need to go to the gym. And so I started going to the gym with my coworker. I was working at Chick-fil-A at the time, so a couple of my coworkers, we'd go to the gym, and this was the 24-hour fitness. So whenever we close, it's like 11 or something like that. Sometimes it's like midnight, you know, depending on what happened. So it was always there just to like go work out. And so then I did that for a few months, and I cut like I think 20 something pounds. So
Yeah.
and I was like,
Good for you.
yeah, I was
Sounds
like, all right, I'm
at that
good.
age.
Yeah.
I'm at a reasonable weight, and then I just coasted and didn't do anything, and then I stopped going to the gym, and then I gained the weight back, and now I'm way past that point.
Well,
so.
if you're going to start with keto, one thing I should let you know is you're going to be losing weight really fast on keto for the first couple of weeks.
Right.
You're going to be shredding water weight.
Sure.
And so you're going to be dropping, like I've been doing keto for a month and I'm down 30 pounds.
Wow.
And
okay.
so, but 15 of that is water weight.
Sure.
And it's going to fluctuate. So, you know, with keto, your cravings aren't going to be that bad because you still get to have cheese. So you have to have plenty
Sure.
of meats. But the biggest thing I can say for you is when I started keto, I did calorie restriction and I did intermittent fasting. And
Oh, wow.
so I would do
Okay.
12 to 8. I would eat from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
and I would stay below 1,500 calories a day.
Okay.
It was horrible. It was
No,
completely
That's rough.
brutal.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do keto, you're going to lose weight anyway by just restricting yourself from carbs
Sure.
and sugar.
Sure.
And then once you drop 10 or 15 pounds, that's when I suggest doing calorie restriction and intermittent fasting, because those
Oh,
first
okay.
2 weeks, are going to be kind of brutal.
Well,
you don't know how much you love carbs until they're gone.
The thing is, though, I've spent a lot of time in my life battling the urge to eat food. Like, that's just been a personal struggle of mine. And so being able to say no to a food, I can comfortably do, right? So I think it's, for me specifically, if you tell me what to eat, like if you say, Yuval, here's a list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different things you can eat, that's a meal prep or whatever it is, and then here's like a huge list of snacks that you can snack on or whatever it is, that's fine. I just need direction. Once I know, like, okay, I've got this at home, I'm going to prep this and whatever, do this here, then that's it. So I really don't think that'd be that. I'm not like trying to say I'm badass or anything, but I really don't think that aspect would be difficult for me.
I can give you a list because my brother-in-law and my sister started on keto, and they got me and my dad into it, and they make delicious like food. They make like keto pizza.
Oh, really?
And it's really good. I'll have my brother-in-law write down the recipe.
Pizza.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Instead of flour, it's like coconut or almond butter and almond flour. That's the only expensive part of it, but it tastes really good.
Okay.
And I think my girlfriend said she was going to make like cheesecake bites that are also keto.
Oh, awesome.
And so I'm looking forward to those.
Okay.
But yeah,
it's like the new vegan. I feel like
kind of.
It's like, hey, are you on the keto diet? Nah, I'm vegan. What? Like,
well, no, like keto, the way I look at it is our ancestors went, so human beings, not the way we are, but the species has been around for maybe 1.5 million years.
By the way, everybody, welcome back to another One More Podcast. I'm your host, Yuval, and I have a couple people totally cut you. I'm sorry, Blake, I totally cut you, but just, because we have a guest here, and it's not just me and you blabbing each other's ears off.
Very true.
We have a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is JW.
Boom, done. And obviously everybody knows Blake. And
I've been on here before. Twice
before,
I think.
I mean,
but it's
so
been
intermittent.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's like
intermittent fasting.
Intermittent fasting for
the
podcast.
So, so we're just chatting, and we have a few new segments / old segments. I don't know. I'm just trying to test this stuff out. So, we're shooting some ideas. So I didn't mean to interrupt you, Blake.
No,
so
fine.
continue with that.
Well, we've been around for 1.5 million years or so. And then we've evolved into humans like the way we are. We've only been around for maybe 100,000, maybe 200,000 years.
2018 years.
2018 years?
Yes.
God.
Wow. Okay. Well, anyway.
That is how long we've been on this planet.
But regardless, we haven't bread wasn't discovered until like 10,000 years ago.
Sure.
And so we went like 1.5 million years of never eating bread.
Right.
And so
we're almost suffered.
Right. And we're almost not biologically evolved enough to process bread the way that for how much we eat of it. We're not designed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just have to break it down to how did your ancient ancestors eat? They ate not a lot of food.
Well, hold on. I'm going to interrupt you because I have a question. How do you know that they were, I mean, sure, they survived 1.5 million years, but how do you know, they didn't have an unhealthy or healthy lifestyle? How do you know?
Well, aren't you here?
Well, okay, surviving is one thing. I think anybody can really survive, but
back in that time, there was no healthy or unhealthy. It was just
he's
survive.
saying the idea is that they survived on a diet that's different than today's diet.
And
right, but does that mean that's the better diet?
Yeah, because that's how we're designed to eat. We're designed to eat meat, animal fat, and vegetables.
I mean, I think we're designed for like protein intake. I don't necessarily think it needs to come from meat. That was just the more readily available like source that people knew.
Right. So fine, protein and vegetables. That's what we're designed to eat. Fruits were only around for 2 or 3 months out of the year back in that time because there was no farming.
Sure.
So that was a delicacy. We were designed to eat vegetables and meat. That's how we're wired to eat.
But you see, the thing is, the only thing I have against that argument is that yes, we may have, we've got our teeth. Teeth are designed to, be able to chew food and then rip into meat and stuff like that. And, our body and our structure and blah, 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 and our digestive system. And yes, I get that it's designed for a specific reason, but I don't think that means we, have to exclude the other things to have a healthy lifestyle.
No, you don't. There are plenty of vegans that don't eat meat. There are plenty of people that eat tons of carbs because their metabolism genetically is able to process that.
Whatever,
right. But generally speaking, that's how we survived for 1.5 million years. Why change it? If it worked, we're here. Why change it?
Because we have the means to.
I don't necessarily think you know how fit those people were, though.
Right, that was also
I can
part
show.
of it.
There's a documentary. All
okay,
about
so
it
like
that
you
I'll show
can.
you.
So based on the bone structure of
listen
like fossils and stuff like
listen
that.
to Dr. Rhonda Patrick on Joe Rogan.
Okay,
she's a nutritionist doctor that he has on like all the time. Like I think she's been on like 6 or 7 times.
Okay,
and she stands by keto 100%. She backs up all of that stuff with studies.
Well, the thing also, and I keep interrupting you, Blake, but one thing to note with keto, and I think also just with any kind of diet, is that your body gets used to it, but then as soon as you quit it, then it just right back.
I mean, it's ultimately
not necessarily
really. So
I'm not going to sustain keto. I'm not. So when I get down to my goal weight,
right,
I'm not going to keep doing keto.
You're just going to have a healthier.
It's now going to be balanced. It will be a balanced diet that I can sustain myself at.
Okay.
But they were also talking about in the documentary how we were taught, like, remember the food pyramid when we were kids?
Sure,
what was
that's
that?
Totally
what was at the bottom?
Yeah,
it was
grains,
yeah. And then it was vegetables and fruit. They were the same.
Yeah, and then dairy and meat,
and then candy,
fat or sugar, fat, whatever.
Fat, right? In keto, you're basically flipping that upside down, except you're getting rid of the sugar and all the bullshit from the fat thing. Mm-hmm. You're trying to get as many of your calories from fat. Mm-hmm. As many calories as you can from the fat you eat.
I mean, and it makes sense, and then your body will start targeting the fat that you have already stored. So, no, I agree that it's effective. I've definitely, I mean, like, honestly, I think if we take a side-by-side photo of you and then a month ago or whatever, 2 months ago, definitely totally different person. So, anyways, so I definitely agree, and the only thing I'm just worried about is gaining it back, is because if I don't continuously restrict myself, then I'm not necessarily worried, but I think it's going to be like oh shoot, I lost 40 pounds, hopefully, and then I gained 20 pounds back.
Okay? Well, I think it's a matter of measuring how much weight you're losing with how many calories you're taking in over a period of time. Because if you can figure out like your proper calorie count to maintain your weight, so like hypothetically, let's say that you need like 2,500 to sustain the same weight. Like you'll burn that amount with like daily exercise that you normally do, like job exercise, whatever else.
Right.
Then whenever you get to your goal weight, slowly inching back up to that point, and then if you start gaining weight, slowly cutting it back, realizing what the calorie count you need to be at is to sustain. So I don't necessarily think it's going to be a matter of you gaining it all back. It's just going to be like a lot of the times people gain that weight back because once they're done dieting, they're like, cool. And then they go back to their old ways.
Sure.
Or people like pick up some tips, but they won't pick up other things. So it's just a matter of gauging where you are. I think that issues that people take or issues that people have with like burning weight is that they have some kind of cookie cutter calculation, which sometimes they're true, like the calorie counts, like how much daily intake it is and how much exercise you have. They take like a cookie cutter calculation. They don't lose as much weight as they want, so they die out. Or they lose more weight than they expected, and they just keep losing it, and then they don't know what their sustained calories should be, like what the 80% to lose a little bit, what the 100% to sustain. Sure. They don't know what any of this is, so then they just gain it back. So I don't think you should worry about gaining it all back. You should worry more about learning along the way where you need to be at calorie-wise.
Yeah, that's smart.
Like that's much more important to do, because if you go to like 800 calories a day, let's say something drastic, right?
That's insane.
Yeah,
that's
800
like
calories.
Mode.
Yeah, like you'll lose weight for sure.
Yeah.
Will you lose muscle? Probably. Will you lose, like probably metabolism if you're not eating it up? Like your metabolism will get screwed up in a way.
Sure.
But you'll lose weight. But when you get to a point where, okay, I'm done losing weight, which you shouldn't be looking at weight first off. You should be looking at your body mass index. Like your body, you should be looking at your body fat percentage.
Okay.
That's a much healthier way of looking about it. But like if we're looking at
I know what a BMI is. It's a bowel movement.
Bowel movement inside of you. It's a struggle, but I would worry more about learning like where your calories need to be at.
Oh,
if you need to sustain at a certain point.
I agree.
And then decrease from there. Like start with one of those calculations online. Like there are calculators that say like, oh, you're this height and this weight and this age. Like you should be at this calorie to like do this or that. Just learn specifically like from that calculation. Then
I agree.
I guess record it over time.
That makes sense. No, definitely being able to track and I'm not I don't want to delve super far into this, but like, recently I've been tracking kind of my good and bad days.
That's good.
So just, kind of keeping track. So definitely I agree.
Yeah.
It's a strong philosophy to keep track of like, okay, where am I supposed to be at? Because
track everything.
Oh, for sure. Track your friends and yourself and
I
your
don't
pets
even track though.
Oh, really?
I don't.
I'm
very vague about it.
It's
so
just it's a giant red X like on food that you can't eat, and then that's it.
Yeah, and then I know like if I'm eating out and I'll like if the gang decides to go to Whataburger for lunch or whatever, I'll get a double meat with cheese, plain, no bun, no ketchup, no fries, no nothing. Sure. And I know that those 2 pieces of meat and those 2 pieces of cheese are 500 calories.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm very vague about it. All right, that's 500 calories. If I'll probably skip dinner because I won't be that hungry. And so I had, I don't know, maybe I had a Diet Dr. Pepper or something. I had a scoop of peanut butter, so that's another 190. Oh, wow, I'm not hungry, and it's 690 calories for the day.
Sure.
Wow, okay, perfect.
Do you think the size of your stomach has shrunk significantly?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to be downing triple meats with cheese, plain, no bun.
Right.
And now I can't do it.
Ooh, I'm full. Yeah.
Dude, for real, I can't do it.
Your stomach adapts a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like I can't eat this much food.
I'm chugging water now just so I don't eat.
That was one thing I always knew is just if you get hungry and you shouldn't be eating or like it's late or whatever, just down some water.
So anything past 9 o'clock that you eat, just expect to store it.
Sure.
That's how I operate. You may not store all of it, but that's how I know not to eat past anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I intermittent fast, calorie cut, and do keto, because it just increases your body's like, oh shit, he's really not going to feed me. It's time to get cracking.
Don't starve yourself.
No,
but
don't.
At the same time,
I'm not starving myself, but
right.
I'm letting my body know that this is normal now.
Yeah.
Right.
Get used to it.
I probably should start doing that now. Then just
depends on what your goal is, like down the road. Do you want to build muscle at the same time, or just straight cutting?
I'm cutting because I think.
Well, if you work out too, it increases
your caloric. Like your
sure, obviously it's gonna
because even when you're sore, like I'm sore right now, and I know that I'm just burning.
Sure,
like it's just
I agree.
Furnace,
and so that's why hopefully when I start keto, I'll get to the mindset of doing working out.
Well, when you work out on keto, just know that your endurance while you're working out is not going to be
shit.
Yeah, it's not going to be the best.
No, because I remember I would do squats and I would try to do 4 sets of 12 or whatever. Now that ain't happening because I have no carbs to back me up.
That's rough. That's rough.
Yeah.
All right. So wasn't supposed to talk about keto for this long, but we did. I actually the main focus, I guess, really what I was really interested in. Blake and I, we kind of had a short conversation. Well, I wouldn't say it's shorts, but we had a conversation about this talking. So I think JW, with your perspective, we'd appreciate some insight. So I made a comment, and we're going to leave names and everything out. But I made a comment about a specific individual's lifestyle where they were able to go to college and kind of experience the late teens, early 20s in a different place. So, not where they grew up. So after high school, they go to a different place. Everything's on their parents' dime. School, extra cash, spending money, blah, 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 everything is all paid. And so what kind of lifestyle is that versus someone who had to work through college and spend the money and do everything on their own dime? What kind of essentially person that they'd come out to be? So, because I feel like I have a path in life. I know kind of what the next step is. How well off am I going to be? I don't know. I still have worries that I'm going to end up in debt, and it's just like, oh, I lost my shot. It is what it is. Versus some people, how quickly can these people adapt to the other group of people? How adapt to the kind of the long term? How are you going to factor in with what job do you get? What if you have a family or not, or just kind of the overall person trying to be?
I don't really necessarily think that it factors into much. I don't necessarily think that it affects too much depending on the relationship with the people that are paying for it and supporting it. I don't think it necessarily affects too much in people's work ethic depending on how they're doing in school, what they decide to do afterwards. Because at the end of the day, like the whole end goal of going through college is college is an intermediary, right? College is not supposed to be the end goal. So as long as you have the right mindset, regardless of what you're doing in college, it's the after college that's going to matter. So like, let's say that you work on your, own dime compared to dime of your parents or whoever's supporting you. If I work during the year, and I have a job, and I get like an internship either through the year that's applicable to careers I want to do afterwards, or I work during the year and they get some kind of internship afterwards, whatever else.
Sure.
Like, let's assume that you're getting money from that internship the same way that you would if you're working during school.
Right.
People are still doing that if they're not working during the year and doing whatever else, because they're trying to get into the workplace, and they're understanding that after college you need work experience that you had in college in order to do well.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily think that it will affect somebody's lifestyle too much. I think the whole idea of people thinking that life should be handing them everything,
Mm-hmm.
I guess that somewhat could be a perspective that people take, but at the same time it's all about how they see it in the first place. Like, if I'm working 40 hours a week and taking night classes or whatever else, I could easily have the idea of, well, why isn't life being kinder to me? Why can't I just get everything from anyone anyways, compared to someone that doesn't work at all? I could easily have that mentality. It may be a higher chance that you have the life should be giving me everything if you're supported by other people, but I don't think that people that are working or supporting themselves are immune to that idea. I think everybody's unsure about how their life is going to be, regardless if they were supported in the past or not. I think that at the end of the day, it's really just the independent person's experience in college that's going to affect it. Because I would say that college is definitely more of a humbling experience than like high school is, for instance.
Well, okay. Humbling, how so?
I think that it's humbling because you're around people that honestly don't care enough about certain parts of your life to really reinforce that idea. So in high school, there'd be a lot of people that, let's say that you had friends in high school that worked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Friends in high school that worked, hung out with you. Where do they hang out? They hang out at most likely your house, right? Or they most likely go to birthday parties for you in the neighborhood, in the area. What is all that supported by? Like, who owns the house? Parents.
Mm-hmm.
What neighborhood do you live in? Chosen by your parents.
Right.
That socioeconomic status influences a lot more. When you go to a neutral college setting, you're not living in, you could live in, I guess, like different priced apartments and whatever else, and that
Sure.
can be somewhat of a discrepancy. But if you're in the res hall with someone that has parents that make 7 figures and your parents make 5, combined together, I think that it's more humbling if the person that's making 5 is doing better in classes than you are, compared to in high school, where I think that the social side of things, like, you could do really well and get into a high college, get accepted wherever else. But I still think that the stigma that people are wealthier than you or better than you is more reinforced in high school than it is in college.
So, do you think then going into college, people are then predisposed based on the socioeconomic wealth then? Or is it...
No, I don't think so. I've seen people that are rich that suck at school, that suck at college.
Oh, no. I'm
life.
saying like the mentality wise. So like
I think that it's going to take some time for people to get humbled down to it. And also college reinforces a lot of it sometimes once you get into certain organizations. So like stereotypical Greek life, for instance, does this a lot, where they reinforce a wage gap, reinforce like difference in income, status differences. I wouldn't say it's everywhere. So like UTD, for instance, is really good about not having that stigma,
Sure.
in my mind at least. But like other places, for that example, they definitely like reinforce it somewhat. So the predisposition continues on. But at the end of the day, and like for the super ultra wealthy people that their parents have jobs set up for them, like after college, whatever else, I'm excluding those people because like it's an upper echelon that I don't think is the moderate. I don't think it's the vast majority.
It's probably the 1%.
Yeah. So the majority of people that had their college paid for and whatever else, I think that they're on a much more even playing field with everybody else, because you're going to either succeed because you had work experience and you did good in school with college, or you're not going to succeed. I don't think that it's as heavily impacted in college as it is in high school by the wealth of people.
But then question, so who do you think, who is more likely to do this? You have the two camps. You have one paid for everything, one paid for himself. If they get out of college and stuff starts happening and it's not good for them, so bad things happen, they can't get a job or they get fired for their current job or whatever it is, who's more likely to jump back into their parents' house?
Well, I think that if things aren't going well for them, I would imagine, like, I think it's more of a contextual question, because I need to know like how bad it is for them. Like, do they have no money, no job? Because if both people, let's say, come out with identical jobs out of college, right? Identical jobs, making like $40,000, right? Let's just say that both of them lose their jobs. I would say that both of them are prone to going back to the house, like an equal chance. Of course, like if there are parents that decided not to support you at all and decided for you to pay your own way, I would say that the parents are going to be a bigger influencer on if the people go back to the house than if the kids are. Like if I'm, oh no, like I just lost my job, I need to go back and move with my parents. If they supported me all through college, they may be more prone to say, oh yeah, cool, move back. Compared to if I worked my whole life, I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go move somewhere so I can get back in a better financially stable position. I need to go back to my parents' house, and they didn't support you in college. And they're like, tough luck, this is life.
Right.
I mean, obviously some parents would be like, oh yeah, come obviously, move back. Sure. Yeah. Like parents aren't cold-hearted if they made you work, during college.
Right.
So I would say it's more on like the parents and what they decide to do than it is on the kids. Because if they're in an identical poor financial situation, I think they just become part of the mass of, okay, I need to get back on my feet. What's one way to do that? Not pay $1,000 a month for an apartment near my job or near the job I had, moving back with my parents, not paying rent, getting another job. So I think it's more of the circumstance of what the parents decide to do on that point, not necessarily like the work ethic of the student, because obviously the work ethic, like identical jobs, but both of them lost them. Okay. So
Blake, you've been pretty quiet. What's your...
Oh, I just think it all comes down to how you're raised.
Yep.
I mean, so you've got also, you've got one of my buddies that we were talking about just got a job in Austin as a business developer. He grew up with a single mom, made really good grades, was a superstar athlete, went to Georgetown, and now he's out with a job immediately. And it's not like that kid grew up in the best home life or whatever. Sure. So, but he had a mom that whooped his ass, and here he is now, as successful as you can be out of college. But then you got someone like me who had a great home life that decided not to go to a big school and work through college, and kind of said fuck you to college and didn't get my 4-year degree and went in a different route.
Sure.
And so, but the comparison between the two is both of us were taught the value of hard work and the value of your time and your dollar.
Yeah.
And if a kid doesn't have that growing up, then the kid's shit out of luck. I'm sorry, the rules don't change just because, of how you chose to live your life. So you've got two options. You can either look yourself in the mirror and say, what can I do to better myself? Or you can look behind you and see, what has everyone else done to bring me to this situation? And I'm always going to take the look yourself in the mirror and see what you can do to make the best life that you can possibly have. And that starts with the home. What I think somebody, I forgot who said this, but this person said everything great about America starts with the dinner table. And I truly believe that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I kind of like that concept because definitely a lot of the importance of family and kind of who you're shaped by is if your family has dinner at a dinner table, or if you're eating over the sink like rats, or if you're just kidding.
It's the relationship. Yeah. No, it's all about how you're raised, not necessarily like. Again.
Dang, way to make me feel stupid. It's not about...
we all know that rich kid that had everything thrown at him that would drive a Porsche Cayenne to school, and then when he gets to high school, he drops out because of his coke addiction, and now he's living at home with dad who owns some potato farm and makes $1 million a year or whatever. We all know that kid.
Yeah.
But we also know that same kid that grew up with a 7-figure home who drove a nice truck to school and went to some great school, and now he's just as successful as his dad is. So what's the difference? It starts with how
the dad that owned the potato farm told his kid to work.
Exactly.
He's probably like, all right, you need to work. People will be handing things to you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, just make sure your grades are all right, and then we'll be fine. Meanwhile, that kid's cheating on every fucking test that he's ever gotten, and he's making himself look in front of his parents, and then when push comes to shove, he gets thrown out for hazing at a frat party, and he has nothing else to do.
Dang.
Yeah.
So
that's a sad situation.
I mean, it happens. It happens. Yeah.
But we also know the Americans love the comeback story, and we all know that one kid that was really quiet, but he was a super smart kid that is going on to do great things, but he would wear the same clothes to school every week. Like, we all know that
Six-figure computer scientist.
Yeah,
that
we all know that kid. So it has nothing to do with where you are. It has everything to do with how you are.
And you don't think that situation of where you are can make any
it can,
impact?
but we need to stop making it to where it's now. We need to stop with the idea that because you start somewhere,
sure,
you can't do X, Y, and Z.
Well, okay, I agree, but it's like at the same time, I'm thinking, if I'm well off, when I'm in my 40s or 50s or whatever, and my kid's going to college and whatever it is, if I'm well off, I don't know. I guess that's just my mentality. I'm definitely going to help. I'm going to pay for it. I'm just saying.
I mean, if I raised my kid, to know that he needs to succeed in life by working hard.
Sure. Hopefully he's got scholarships.
Yeah, I look at it as a business transaction. So if I'm doing well for myself, me and my wife are doing well for myself, and my kid is a shit kicker in high school, I'm not paying for shit.
Okay, that's true.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you messed up. But if my kid is a badass and gets straight A's and he wants to go to MIT, but it's going to cost me $20,000 a year because he got awesome scholarships, hell yeah.
Okay.
I got your back. Don't worry about it.
Cool.
But if he's a mediocre kid like I was, I'm going to tell him, hey, community college first, and then if you do well there, I'm going to help you out your 4-year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Like my parents' whole mentality in high school was, I want your job to be school, which, I think that the way that they looked at it was, if this person can dedicate himself to school, it's going to be a much easier investment at that point compared to spending thousands and thousands of dollars in college. And then the same mentality was true because I ended up doing really well, got a full ride to an institution, and, had financial support from my parents all through college because they said that, college was at that point a job. And this is very going back to the idea of your parents basically supporting you in every way possible. That's how my parents were. Because they wanted me to focus on these certain things because they saw it as an investment for later on in, me succeeding in certain X, Y, and Z ways. Now I'm a year into, master's school after getting that basically paid for, like a lot of other things. But it was an investment that they made because they saw the investment getting, dividends back. Not to get to financial terms.
Oh, sure, dude. Bring it on.
But the whole idea, that
your return on investment.
Yeah, the return on investment was being seen. I think that, as a parent, like what Blake was saying, exactly what Blake was saying, actually, if I see my kid doing well, I want to support them. If my kid's fucking up, then I'm going to pull back the reins, be like, you need to start supporting yourself in this, and this way, especially if I have a good financial situation. Like, look at Bill Gates and them. I'm not saying that their kids are bad, but they set very interesting standards of what their kids are allowed to do, like how much access they have to money and whatever else, because they want to see them succeed. And I mean, if their kid wants to go to some huge school, I really doubt that the Gates family is going to be like, yeah, no, you can't do that. I don't know the age of the kids. I don't know if they graduated from college or not already, but hypothetically,
right.
They would probably support them if they did well. So
I don't know.
I think that they would definitely at least think about it. Yeah.
I was just gonna say if I was like a million billion bajillionaire or whatever, I would definitely give my kids all my money. I need to start a dynasty, man. Just like
there was one comedian that just died. I think it was Jerry Lewis or whatever, who had a $150 million estate, didn't leave dick to his kids.
Really?
Because his kids were assholes.
Oh, okay.
And so he was like, no, I'm not leaving you shit.
Okay. Yeah, okay, then that's fine. So At first, I'll say I'll leave them, and then every single thing bad that they do,
I'm gonna keep a chart.
Deduction.
Yeah, it's just a deduction. Oh, so you're finally 18 and you're graduating. Well, we were gonna originally give you, $10 million, but then you did this really bad thing, and then that's another $1 million off, and then just make a whole list.
No, I just got like a check mark, and however many checks you have is a certain percentage of
how much is getting out.
Of it's gone.
Jeez.
So like. Drop out of college, I'm gonna drop off 5% because college. Yeah,
what you need to do,
you
need
can
to
be
visualize
successful without college.
You need to have a pie chart. If I erase off certain parts, like a whiteboard in your house.
If I have to send you to rehab, that's minus 20%.
Jeez,
wow. Messed up there. If you have to live at the house for more than 10 years, that's minus 50%.
Wow. That's a large threshold.
Exactly.
To hanging out at 32.
No, that's
like,
harsh but fair. Harsh but fair.
Harsh but very fair. So. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and after that, we're going to play a fun music game. And we are back, and I have 5 movie clips. So what the game is going to be is we're going to play a movie clip. Okay. 1 second, and then 3 seconds, and then 5, and then incrementing, so on and so forth. So the first person to get what the movie scene is, just raise your hand.
So we have to say the movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are these recent movies?
Mixture.
Mixed. So
All right.
we're gonna do that, and then the first person to chime in gets to answer. If you're wrong, then the other person gets to answer.
Okay.
By the way, we're doing movies, not songs. I know I said songs, but we're doing movies.
Okay. 13 Candles.
Dude, you got it.
The Sixth Sense.
All right, ready?
Tron. I heard the click. Sorry. Figured his game.
Think you're pretty funny, don't you, freak?
What is it? Spider-Man.
Which one?
The first one.
Which first one?
Sam Raimi Spider-Man. Spider-Man 1 came out in 2002.
Spider-Man
That's
with
when
Venom
the
in it.
jock was
No.
fighting Peter in the hallway.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
I was gonna guess. What was the movie? I mean, what was the book that we read in English class
The
a
Outsiders?
minute ago? It was like Little Big Giant, something like that. Giant Freak. What was it
I
called?
have no idea
Big
what you're
Friendly
talking
Giant.
No, it
about.
was.
The big friendly giant.
It's like Gus something. I don't know.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Of Mice of Men.
All right, ready?
No. No.
Second movie, so Blake is in the lead.
Okay.
Full Metal Jacket.
I've never watched
Good
that
job.
movie. I wouldn't know.
Well, I'm sorry. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, which is weird.
It's a really good movie.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people told me angrily.
It's
to watch
incredible.
Yeah, very much is. All right.
It. I thought we were going from the beginning of the trailers.
Oh, no,
Like a
just random,
part.
just
Okay,
drop us in and
that's
see
fine.
what's
That's
in.
fine.
All right. So next one, Blake is in the lead for 2.
What the fuck? I don't know. That was just crickets.
Is it A Quiet Place?
Dude, you got no. All right, we'll try that
Bet.
again.
Believe it or not getting any more information.
Is it The Revenant?
Is it
I'll give you a hint. It is a movie of his.
Okay, keep going.
good thing I don't know who that is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
From The Revenant? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Okay.
Oh yeah, The Revenant's a good question. Good guess.
Think. Think, guys. Come on. I can tell you they're not having sex.
I was about to say if it's like it's The Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, it's the Wolf. But what was it? It's the Wolf of Wall Street.
It's
That's
the
when
Wolf
he's
of Wall
going
Street.
down.
Whoa!
Yep.
That's my point, right? Because I said it.
I'm Blake.
It's when he's
caught
on loose and
officially.
he's going down the stairs
to
and
get to
trying
his
to get
car.
his
Yep.
car. Yeah.
Yep.
Bruh.
All right, fine. We'll give it to Jay.
Let's
We'll give it
go.
to J-Dub.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Okay. A Quiet Place.
Why is everything just?
There are crickets, man.
Come on. The okay. I'm not gonna try
You
and
pick
help.
a non-cricket spot.
Ready? This does not have crickets. I promise you.
Okay.
Come on, Blake. Got anything?
I want to say The Shining, but I don't think
Nope,
it's that.
not The
No,
Shining.
it's not. Yeah.
Is it like Annabelle?
Nope.
No.
All right, we'll keep going. Oh, come on. This is like the dead giveaway.
What?
Hear the chains?
Is it Saw?
Yeah!
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Yeah!
Never seen it. Never seen
Really?
it.
Are you serious?
Bang. Still
Wow,
got it.
dang. Okay,
I was
now it's
thinking, I'm like, that
2-2.
sounds eerie.
all right, so this
It's
one,
more like
I don't.
1.5 to 2.
Oh, yeah, kind of. All right, so here's the last one.
Christ, Jeffrey, what the fuck is wrong with you? What, Daddy?
Oh, is this Zombieland?
No. If you
That
paid
sounded like-
attention,
sounded like
if you
cursed.
paid
I need you
attention,
to start it over.
Yeah.
because I missed one of the lines.
the very first line gives the movie away. We're gonna keep going.
Okay.
He'll probably give the movie away anyways.
Daddy needs the cars nice and fresh so you can sell them. Why smash the car, man? Okay, I see. Please, man, go again.
I know what I know what it is. I don't know what it is.
What is it?
It's a Chappie.
Yep, there you go. It's Chappie.
I've never seen Chappie.
I watched
Really?
the movie.
It's a really good movie.
I had a
Yeah?
class
Alright.
about that movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's called it was our humanities class, but it was all about superheroes and like heroes, and that we watched that movie in class.
Wait, I don't get it.
So the whole idea is that humanity is expressed by like our supernatural manifestations, and so superheroes show like the epitomes of humanity.
And they
And they'll-
characterized Chappie as a superhero?
Yeah, we watched him. That wasn't necessarily for like a superhero reason, but we watched him to show like humanity within like certain objects or something. It was
okay, like a
it was-
self-expression through. and
Yeah,
then
basically.
like a
Yeah,
non thing with a soul.
yeah. We also watched Civil War, Dark Knight Rises.
Okay, then I was
It's
trying
great.
to test
College is fun.
I'm
College is
curious
fun.
of the legitimacy of this class now.
No, it is.
Because
He
you're
made
like
it super legitimate. Trust
Really?
me. Trust me.
Oh, well, I guess the Dark Knight's a pretty good representation of like fear.
To get superheroes in a college class, you have to justify it out the wazoo.
That's true. Like to legitimize the fear of fear mongering and And then
Yeah.
what was the other one you said? You said Civil War. I don't know what
Civil
Civil
War.
War
Captain
means.
America Civil War.
Sure. Well, no, I know that, but
we
like
read
I don't
the
know why.
comics. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
This
this was
class
just an
was great.
excuse to watch Marvel and DC.
It's a great class.
Oh, it
Well,
sounds
what
like
was
pretty
the?
good.
You ever seen the ending of Kill Bill 2?
No, I haven't seen.
well,
Kill
like-
Bill is the one of the only Tarantino.
Well, there are two of them. So
Well, right.
volume 2.
I
but
don't think
at
this-
the end, Bill has this awesome monologue about where he's talking about like how superheroes are the manifestation of us,
Mhm.
but there's something unique about Superman because like every superhero has an alter ego. Batman is or Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Superman has an
Peter
alter
Parker,
ego?
right? But Peter Parker is Spider-Man. The only person whose alter ego is flipped is Superman because Superman wakes up and he's Superman. So his costume is Clark Kent,
Oh, yeah.
and that's how he sees humanity as weak, cowardice,
What about Martian?
glasses. That's how he sees humanity.
What do you mean
Is it
Martian?
Martian also wake up as Martian?
You mean like
Yeah,
and
Martian
then
Manhunter.
John Wayne is or not John? What's his last
John
name?
Wick,
No. What's
John-
what's Martian's?
Krasinski?
No, stop.
Dude, John Krasinski is a superhero, guys. Come on. How do you think he lasts so long on The Office?
Right. Yeah, you got me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but that is really interesting. The observation about
How
characterizing-
Superman is the flip flop. That's
bit.
Superman's
Martian
Superman's alter ego is his view on humanity. So Clark Kent is cowardice.
Wonder Woman.
He's scared. He's
not
not sure of himself.
Right.
That's Superman's view on us.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
Oh wow, that's
That's-
actually a very
Kind of a dick move to the creator. Screw you, Stanley. But whatever. Or not
Stan-
Stan. No,
How
no,
dare you.
Brain,
the
brain fart.
universes
Brain fart.
don't cross the streams.
There was someone who got so overly obsessed at me for crossing my Marvel and DC, and oof.
Hey, do you just have the Jeff Goldblum attitude when he was asked about it? Because he
What?
was in Thor Ragnarok, and so he was doing an interview, and somebody was like, "Okay, Marvel or DC?" And he just kind of looks at him like, "What's the difference?" Like,
Well,
I don't
mean,
get it.
I appreciate the differences and stuff like that, and I think
it's definitely a difference.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, because the only thing I like is the do differentiation between the animated movies.
Mhm.
So like The Killing Joke on DC,
Dark Knight Returns,
mhm. and then
Mask of the Phantasm.
Yep.
Oh,
and but then it's like I've also seen the Avengers animated movies and stuff, and those are pretty good too.
Yeah.
So I think those are a more fair playing field because obviously right now DC's
I would say DC kills it animated, and Marvel is better in live action.
oh yeah.
oh
100%.
sure.
Until
Well, because I mean they've got the whole
DC
Batman series. Is
I mean,
DC.
not even-
Think about like
Yeah,
all the
that's true.
best all the best DC animated movies. They're all Batman.
Yep.
Like Batman is the best.
Justice League was a bomb movie.
the
Just-
live
The
action one?
animated
Animated?
Justice League movie.
The whole
That
show
was good.
Yeah,
was
Justice League show.
Oh yeah,
both of
Justice
those
League
shows.
was baller.
except
Yeah.
for Superman Doomsday. That was one of the best cartoon or animated DC movies that I've ever seen.
They're
Really?
good. They're good with animated.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's when Superman battles
Because
Doomsday.
the
Right, and then
studio
dies or something and then
restricts
gets revived. Yeah.
Yeah.
the studio restricts DC way more than the studio
Marvel.
for Marvel.
Really.
Yeah, they
Like for live action or
they
just in general?
destroy the director. They're
Really.
just like they'll cut things. They'll
Wow.
just like cut things compared to the Marvel studios where they're like, yeah,
Well, that's
Do
the
it.
thing about Marvel, though, is they have people that are actually nerds that
Sure.
make those movies. Like for DC, like I'm pretty sure Zack Snyder only read The Dark Knight Returns,
Probably watched
Long
the older
Hallows
movies.
Eve,
Mhm.
and that's it. Like, and that's why Batman is so over the top in the DC universe now.
Right.
Like he's legit a murderer. Like he's a mass murderer in the
That's
movies.
true, yeah.
It's because he read The Dark Knight Returns, which granted he looks perfect. Like
Mhm.
The Dark Knight Returns looks like it's on the screen,
Right.
but it's just too much.
Yeah.
Much.
A little too extra cringe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think it is a good time for Blake's top and bottoms. So,
Oh man. All right.
JW, I didn't tell you this, but Blake has a list of things, a
Okay.
good list and a bad list.
Okay.
A good list of the top 5 things he likes of a category, and the top bottom 5 things he hates of the category.
Okay.
So, Blake, go ahead and.
Should we?
So
Oh, should we what?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm gonna
so
stare into his eyes.
I've been doing this diet for about a month, and it's been kicking my ass, and
Okay.
cravings still haven't gone away. So with that, I started thinking, well, what are the 5 desserts that I miss the most?
Mhm.
And what are the 5 desserts that I can look in the mirror and say, I don't fucking need that?
Sure.
I'm going to start with the top 5 desserts that I miss the most.
Well,
and
I think
these are the best desserts too.
okay.
Like this will
Hands
be
down.
again will be controversial. Some
Okay.
people will not agree with me.
Oh yes. Okay.
But their opinions are not they're not the ones that are in my ranking laboratory and taking the time to do this.
sure, of course.
They don't know.
You're off the grid. Nobody can even get you.
Like I spent many a months in my laboratory of ranking stuff.
Yes,
to come
indeed.
up with this list
Coming up, Blake just does top 10 lists for fun.
all the
All
time.
right.
He's got like what? You've got like 4 or 5 already on your notes,
Yeah,
something like that. Anyways, continue.
All right, so we're gonna start with top 5 desserts, and we're gonna start with number 5, which is always a classic, and it's cheesecake. Cheesecake? No, I don't want to hear it. Cheesecake is delicious because you
Okay.
can do so many different things with cheesecake. Like,
Okay.
think about whenever you go to the Cheesecake Factory. They
Sure.
got like a million different kinds of cheesecakes.
That's fair.
And a lot of them are delicious. Some of them aren't, but that's why it's number 5.
Okay,
On the
that's
list.
fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Number 4, it's the American staple, apple pie. I grew up with apple pie.
Hold on.
Aunts and grandmas. Go ahead.
Interjection.
Go ahead.
Is there any other pies on your top 10 or top 5?
No.
Yeah,
All right, then I would like to
pecan pie.
substitute apple pie with blueberry pie, please.
No.
Blueberry
Your-
pie
not
your
even
submission
close.
is declined.
Not even close.
Amazing.
No.
Blueberry pie
Because
is amazing.
with blueberry pie, the only way you can make it good is with whipped cream.
And ice cream.
No. Ice cream
What?
specifically for apple pie makes it number 4 on the list of top, and why blueberry isn't mentioned at all.
Blueberries. Good.
Anyway,
Blueberries. Good.
apple pie
That's
is
my top 4.
apple pie is a staple. It's delicious. You can have it any time of the year too. It's awesome.
Okay.
It just is. Number 3, you have the lunch pail of desserts. It's the chocolate chip cookie.
Ooh.
Chocolate chip cookies are always delicious.
Okay.
It depends on how you like them, though. Some people like them chewy. Some people like them crunchy.
Ooh.
Either way, they're delicious.
You gotta get
Crunchy.
that
Chewy.
You gotta get that crunchier,
No.
like the harder crust,
And then
and
on
then
the inside,
and that so you can hold it the whole time you're eating
Yeah.
the gooier part. Because if you have the gooey part all the way through, you got it
It's gonna-
breaking.
right.
You just shove it all in your mouth and you eat
Well,
it.
sometimes mouths aren't that big.
for
Yeah.
chocolate chip cookie. And anyways,
I get these great chocolate chip cookies. I mean, they're huge though.
I'm
If you heat 'em
interjecting
up-
again.
Okay,
and
fine.
I want to put oatmeal raisin cookies instead.
no,
You are a
Either-
bad person.
Oatmeal raisin cookies or sugar cookies.
You're just
Those are-
generally
or
you're a
macadamia
bad
nuts.
man.
There's a
Ma-
reason
macadamia-
why those
You're a
aren't on
bad
the
man.
list,
You know what?
and I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay, that's fine.
You're nuts if you think oatmeal raisin
No.
or sugar cookies are
Or
better
macadamia.
than or macadamia, especially macadamia.
Wow,
we're
you
gonna
haven't-
get to that
okay.
in bottom 5.
Oh,
don't
God.
you worry.
Gosh darn. Okay.
Number 2,
Macadamia.
peach cobbler. Now this is kind of a
Okay.
southern thing,
Mm.
but peach cobbler is absolutely delicious.
Amen.
Say high five.
It's
Amen.
so
Those you can
good.
see.
It goes great with ice cream. It
Yep.
goes great after barbecue. It's so delicious. If I could have one dessert, it would probably be peach cobbler.
Agreed.
But number 1, and there's really no contest, it's got to be ice cream. Ice cream is the number
It's
1
gotta
dessert
be
in the U.S. It goes great with every single thing I just listed.
Wait, okay.
There are tons of different flavors of ice cream.
You can't be broad about ice cream.
Oh, yes,
but
I
be
can.
specific about chocolate chip cookie.
That's
and
true.
apple
Oh,
pie.
yes,
you
I
gotta
can.
say a
All right.
specific ice cream.
So
Yes, I
say a
can.
specific
You-
ice
you
cream.
could've
If I
just
had
said
to narrow it
cookies.
down, it would be vanilla.
Okay.
Because
All
that's
right,
the
vanilla
most
it
common,
is.
and it's also
So the most
it goes,
versatile.
Vanilla
Yes,
it
it
is.
goes great with every single thing. It's like the
You gotta be broad or specific.
It's like the O negative blood type of bloods.
of
Of
ice
ice
creams of
Or
desserts.
whatever.
It goes great with everything except cake, and that brings us to the bottom 5 desserts.
Damn it.
Bum, bum.
Number 5, ice cream cake. What a worthless
Pick a
dessert.
lane.
Every
Pick a
single
lane.
time I have had ice cream cake, it is always so either like cold as ice and you could like knock on it and make a sound, or it's gooey and gross. Like it's not a solid.
You
It wasn't
hurt
well
me,
thought
Blake.
out.
You're hurt me, Blake.
It wasn't well thought out.
You're
Like
hurting me.
I get the cake and ice cream,
Sure.
but an ice cream cake, that it makes no sense to me.
It's the opposites.
No,
combined
it's a
into one.
no, it's a spare dessert, and that's why it's number 5 on
Okay.
bottom 5.
Spare.
Number 4, fudge.
Okay.
I don't even know what fudge is.
What is
honestly.
fudge? What is it?
Agreed.
Like,
Can we start a what is fudge hashtag?
Yes, like it makes
What
no.
is fudge?
What is it?
I'm gonna tweet it.
It's
Do
gooey
it.
and yet it has a consistency of sandpaper sometimes. Like I don't understand what fudge is, what all the
What
mess
is
about fudge is.
fudge?
And
Agreed.
everyone thinks that there's like a secret recipe for fudge. There isn't.
I think it's just
There isn't. You
melted
put
chocolate
you
chips.
put a bunch of stuff and then you put it in the oven, then you put it back in the freezer. Like it makes no sense.
Sure.
That's why it's
True.
number 4.
I'm fair. That's a fair point.
Number 3, anything, and I mean anything with white chocolate.
Oh.
White chocolate.
Ooh.
What is white chocolate?
Disgusting.
No.
It's disgusting. What were we thinking
Blake,
when we came up
stop.
with white
Just skip
chocolate?
this one. Skip this one.
No,
You're gonna
I'm-
hurt me
no.
too much.
Let me keep going. What were we thinking
milk
when we
chocolate
came
the
up
same?
with white chocolate?
Wait,
Like,
do you consider milk chocolate white chocolate?
no.
Okay.
what
because
even is it then?
It's like it goes with your macadamia nut cookies.
Ew. That's ew.
Macadamia
Next.
and white chocolate.
Next, gone.
It's so good.
Get out of here.
It's really good.
Number
You get to be
2.
fancy.
Number 2, and this
It's-
will
it's for
probably
fancy
be the
chocolate.
most controversial pick on my list. Number 2,
I think white chocolate is pretty.
birthday cake. Now,
Is that not just cake?
No. There is a specific birthday cake, and I'm not talking about chocolate cake. I'm not talking about vanilla cake with chocolate
Oh.
icing. I'm not talking about chocolate cake with vanilla icing.
Yeah.
I am talking about the spare birthday cakes that mom picked up for like $20 because she forgot it was your birthday as a kid. And it has like happy birthday Blark because the Mexican lady didn't spell my name right. And it's vanilla cake with vanilla frosting. It is disgusting. And it's such a spare last minute dessert.
Shout out Blark. Shout out Blark.
It's just so common. Like, if anything, I will only eat the vanilla icing. But when you put the two together, they don't contrast well. It's the most common of probably desserts on that special occasion, but it's also the worst. And I'm gonna stop there.
Okay. That's fine.
And number 1, I think we can all agree, the worst dessert ever in the history of the world, fruitcake.
Okay.
Not even a contest.
Sure.
Fruitcake blew everybody else
Sure.
out of the water. I think back in the 1600s, it was called the Devil's Loaf. It's just disgusting.
The
The
Devil's Loaf.
Devil's Loaf. Don't quote me on that. And it's just nasty. Like, I quote a scene from Parks and Rec where, what's his name? The jogger, what was his name? The guy that always ran. all
Rob
the time.
Lowe?
Yeah, Rob Lowe's character brought a vegetable loaf / fruitcake to April and Andy's wedding, and Ron Swanson goes, "Well, did they ask you to bring a vegetable loaf or did they ask you to bring a cake?" And he goes, "Oh, a vegetable loaf, but it's so much healthier." And Ron Swanson goes, "So not only have you deprived us of cake, but this also exists." That's how I feel anytime I hear about fruitcake. I think about it. My taste buds just crawl back into their holes. My mouth gets dry. My stomach starts to
My
hurt.
palms are sweaty.
It's just
Knees weak.
why?
Arms are heavy.
Who thought of fruitcake? It's a worthless dessert, and that's why it's top 1 on my bottom 5 worst desserts.
Okay. Hold on. Let me interject. Have you ever had fruitcake?
Yes.
What does it taste like? What is the consistency? What is the texture?
It's
does it have a
almost-
cake texture, or does it
yes
feel like?
and no. So
Okay.
like the fruit makes it slimy almost, and that's what's gross about it.
Agreed.
Like the cake itself is like a million different flavors coming at you at once. It's too much, and it'd be like if you took like a 4 different or like a box of crayons, whatever you call them, and you rubbed all of the colors together, and you just get a big blob. That's fruitcake.
That was my drawing in. All through elementary school.
Well, it was horrible, like fruitcake.
Ooh.
That's why it's number 1 on my bottom 5 desserts. I do have some honorable mentions though.
Oh,
For the top
honorable
5.
mentions.
Honorable mentions. Number 1 honorable mention is churros. Churros are delicious.
Fair.
They're always great whenever it's cold. And whenever I would go to football games, I would get me a couple of churros.
Okay.
Number 2, sopapillas. Oh,
Sopapillas are really
sopapillas are delicious. You put
Sopapillas
some
are-
honey on there.
Ooh.
It's a little sticky, but that's why I didn't make the top 5.
Okay, so real quick,
Mm-hmm.
I have an actual slight variation that is very good to that.
He's been working on this the whole time.
What? No. You just take a tortilla and you butter it up, and then throw it in the microwave for like 15 seconds, 10 seconds. Sprinkle some sugar, roll it up, dude. That shit is delicious. It's delicious.
Diabetes.
No, oh my gosh, yes, but it is very.
But
good.
it's delicious.
But it's
very
delicious.
And number 3 on the honorable mentions, brownies.
Ooh.
Brownies, they've got to
I
be
could see
somewhere on there.
I could see it.
I would also
You had to
consider
include them all.
cup.
Are you dividing the cupcakes into subclasses of with icing and without icing?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Anything with vanilla icing and vanilla icing is disgusting, and I don't want to hear about it. So no
But
cupcakes.
vanilla ice cream-
Right, but
it's a
that is
weird,
because it
interesting
doesn't
discrepancy.
have vanilla icing on top of the ice cream. Because that's
Okay.
an abomination, and I will not have it.
I could see it.
And
Okay.
dishonorable mentions
Oh,
for
gosh.
desserts.
Dishonorable.
Number
mentions.
1,
gingerbread
toffee.
houses. Oh.
Okay, yeah. Get it
Toffee
outta
is
here.
disgusting.
Yeah.
It's always too hard. You'll
Toffee.
break a tooth
Yep.
trying to eat it.
Yep.
It's just spare.
Mhm.
And number 2, I don't know why it's considered a dessert, but when I was doing research for my top 5, bottom 5, this one came up, and I think it's an abomination on why it is called a dessert.
Okay.
Number 2 is popsicles. Those are
Oh.
not desserts.
Oh.
They are not desserts
I don't-
at all.
I don't think so. Not desserts.
Not desserts.
What if you made it like a fancy, like you use some kind of like pudding or something?
No.
What pudding?
I don't know, just some
Popsicles with pudding.
cream based thing that you freeze and.
I will not
Cream
even
based.
acknowledge that. No.
What
about
about
whipped-
an
what
ice
about
cream
whipped
popsicle?
cream on its own?
Popsicle.
That goes into ice cream.
So gingerbread
Because it's
houses,
already
where are those?
frozen.
Okay, again, all right.
So we're talking about like the multicolored
Sure.
ones that like come in plastic wrapping and you put in the freezer, and after you'd come inside after playing out all day, you'd grab a couple of the red ones because no one ever likes the other colors.
Sure.
Those are not desserts. Those are a delicacy when it's hot. You cannot have those all year round.
That's actually wrong. You can.
You can, but
I
you
have.
shouldn't.
I have. It's
You
good.
shouldn't.
That's okay.
He puts up his AC in his apartment to 85.
And then I just
puts on-
fake
puts
it.
on a
I
tank
fake
top.
it.
So that he can have popsicles.
Throws a lawn chair in his living room. Popsicles.
Perfect.
Lake's top and bottom American desserts.
And middle.
And honorable
and
mentions.
honorable
And
mentions.
honorable
Yeah.
mentions.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's
Thank you.
other than the slight interjections that I had every now and then, I think that's a solid list. So
It is a solid list. I told you it'd be controversial. I told you it would.
I would
be.
say
it's
it's
true.
a decent list.
I told you it'd be controversial.
You think that list could run for president?
Oh yeah.
You think so?
My list is so un-PC, it could do whatever it wants.
All right, that's fair. One thing I wanted to do just as we close out the podcast, just a kind of fun little game. So I'm just gonna go down the list, and then you guys can
Do we
interject
guess?
your response, and then I'll tell you who's right and who's wrong. We'll probably both be wrong,
Okay.
and I probably will get it wrong because these are actually hidden, so I can guess along with you.
Okay.
A boy befriends a bearded hermit and 2 gay robots, goes into space, snogs his sister,
Star
and
Wars.
kills his dad.
Star Wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is Star Wars.
The 2 robots gave it away.
Yeah, that's true. Reclusive weirdo and his mutant employees lure children into his factory, then sweetens them.
Charlie and Chocolate
Then
Factory.
disposes them one by
Factory.
one. Yep. All right.
Bang.
These are too easy.
2 for 2.
Okay. This will, I already. I think I already
I'm gonna
guessed this
say
one.
last game
Half
was-
fish, half woman sells vocal cords to kiss random bloke.
Little Mermaid.
Yep. Man buys singing rabbit from Chinatown. Rabbit gets wet and breeds lizards. Lizards destroy town.
Gremlins.
Is it
Yeah,
Gremlins?
It is Gremlins.
I would think that the rabbits would be other rabbits though.
I don't know. Is there rabbits in the movie? I
Well,
don't-
no.
yeah?
But
No.
if it's okay, never mind. I'll talk about.
I've got one if you want one.
Oh, go for it.
After seeing his father die, a young kid is trained in the culinary and lazy arts to fight and kill his uncle.
Oh my gosh, what?
Culinary arts. Is this Batman?
Nope.
No. Why would it be Batman? His uncle.
Culinary and lazy arts to fight and kill his uncle after seeing his father die.
I have no idea. Ratatouille?
No.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know, man.
It is animated, so you're close.
Oh,
Is it
okay.
animated?
Yeah.
The culinary
I'm
arts.
sticking with Ratatouille. It's got to be
It's
Ratatouille.
not.
To kill. Okay, his uncle. It's not the Lion King because there's no culinary arts.
Yeah, there is. It's the Lion King.
Is it the
What?
Lion
Timon
Is
and
it
Pumbaa
really?
taught him how to eat grub.
Oh, okay.
That's really funny.
I guess that's
That's
fair.
really
Yeah,
funny.
I was like Uncle animated. I guess Lion King.
Do you got another one, Blake?
Yeah, I do. A man falls in love with a kid, then has to take care of her kid while being mentally impaired.
I feel like these aren't even poor
Say
plot
that
lines.
again?
They're just details that aren't true about the
it
movie.
is. A man falls in love with a girl that probably gave him AIDS, then has to take care of her kid while being mentally impaired.
Philadelphia.
No. You're close.
Big.
What?
No.
What other Tom Hanks movie is about AIDS? Isn't Philadelphia about AIDS?
It is, but it's not.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Philadelphia.
Forrest Gump.
Oh.
Okay.
Gosh,
All right.
dang.
Sure.
Jenny
Sure.
probably gave him AIDS.
You're right. You're
What?
very right.
I mean, I guess in that time period.
All right, Blake, you got one more to close it out?
No, I don't. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we're going to close it out. We're going to shortchange these people.
These are bad ones, though.
Well, yeah, all the ones that I was looking at, they're all just super easy and obvious.
Like, here's one. A religious fanatical group recruits an unaware man to fight evil clones.
The Star Wars?
This also sounds like Star Wars.
No, it's not.
Fight evil clones.
Star Wars?
No, it's The Matrix. See that
Oh,
one?
okay.
See, I never
yeah.
saw The Matrix.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't
That's,
know. I don't know how I've selectively seen good movies and then not seen a bunch of movies that
That's
like
kinda-
Shawshank. I haven't seen.
That's a good movie.
Oh,
Kill Bill. I have
what?
seen and
I
not
have
enjoyed.
seen Kill Bill.
Kill Bill series is not good. Just letting you know.
Okay.
That's my opinion. I'm sorry, everyone.
Which
No.
one? Kill Bill? It's not good?
I don't
Oh.
think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I definitely think that kind of movie is a very niche, like favorite.
No,
like
it's
some
it's
people.
Tarantino.
I could see
Sure.
some people
It's
loving it,
Tarantino.
No, that
but
makes
other
sense.
people, yeah.
All right, so close it off, lightning round. I appreciate all you guys here. So if you want to answer one more question for me, Blake, chocolate or banana pudding?
Ooh, banana pudding.
Not a pudding guy.
Wow, banana pudding. And that is the end. I appreciate everybody who has made it out this far. Definitely, if you have a different top 5, bottom 5, honorable mentions, honorable dismentions.
Or a topic that you'd like me to...
Oh yeah,
To do top, bottom, and the middle.
Definitely throw out suggestions. If you want Blake to give his opinion, and then you can laugh and
Not my
criticize
opinion.
and judge.
If you want me to do
Facts.
something,
Oh, facts. Sorry, I apologize. The true and hard cold facts,
hey, if they want me to do anything,
dude.
let me know.
Just comment what you want JW to do, and then he'll may or may not do it, depending on how stupid it is.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, appreciate you guys. Hopefully, you guys have a great day, night, or whenever you're listening to this podcast. Peace out.
Auf Wiedersehen.
And that is the end of the podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, we are sponsored by Bluebird Cottage Cafe and Event Center. Reminder, it's opening early summer, okay? If you want to go and visit, grab some coffee, have a light meal, or you can schedule a perfect event. All the information to get in contact with them is in the description. This is the end song. It is now over.